Does he win? Can he beat him? Can he beat Canelo? Is his skill so much that he's able to bridge the weight classes?
He has a legitimate chance. Over 60% for his mind. If you say, Bernard, give me a number.
Give me a number.
He has an 85+ chance to beat Canelo. Why? He's not going in there to prove something, which will fall into Canelo's hand. He would love for him to prove something. That means you will stay there and try to prove something. But to go in there and to let him know, establish that from the...
Are you still favoring Crawford in the fight, or has your opinion changed?
No, I mean, I've always favoured Canelo in the fight.
Well, I've heard that you want Canelo to win, but you feel...
Of course, yeah. I like Terence. I've worked a lot with Canelo, and I think just because of what I saw in Riyadh and because of the and he's getting on as well, Crawford, but it's just like the mindset of Crawford. Like, there's no doubt in Terence Crawford's mind that he wins this fight. And when you spend a bit of time with him, you kind of start buying into that. And I guess that's what happened in Riyadh, because I travelled with him to the fight.
Crawford is going to fight Canelo, because even if I have some doubts and misgivings about the size matchup, it is two action fighters who like to fight aggressively at times, not all the times, going against each other, and we'll see who can open the other person's tuna can, so to speak.
Professional boxers have finally decided between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. They also provided their justifications, which might surprise you.
No, Alvarez thinks you're not a 54-pounder. In other words, you say, nah, he's too small.
That's his take. There's a reason why Israel was so respectful in the fight. Anytime I let my hands go, he either grab me or move. For the bigger guy, you should have been walking me down. You should have been bullying me. Canelo can say, what do you say?
He just doesn't feel like you're a 54-pounder.
When Terence Crawford fights Canelo Alvarez in September at super middleweight, the odds are stacked against him. And that's exactly how he prefers it. When Crawford faces the Mexican superstar in the square circle, he must overcome a significant strength deficit. Crawford is being viewed as a betting underdog for the first time in his 17-year professional career, given the current situation. For instance, a future Hall of Fame fighter must advance 2 weight classes to face Alvarez, a 4-division champion and fellow all-time great. However, based just on the tape's tale, Crawford seems to fit in nicely. Bud, who is 5 feet 8 inches, will have a 4-inch reach advantage and A/ in height edge. Despite being 37 years old and 3 years older than Alvarez, Crawford's physique has less wear and tear because he has participated in 25 fewer fights and 2 fewer rounds than Alvarez. He doesn't need my help. All I need to do is defeat him. I have no intention of knocking Canelo out when I enter. Is it possible? Yes, without a doubt. Crawford stated in a lengthy and exclusive interview with The Ring. I see Canelo as a bigger, smaller man who is progressing up the divisions. These huge guys move more slowly, so they might catch him with anything, but he might notice it just in time. He comes from a lesser weight class that was faster, so even though they might catch him with a hard shot, he can roll and turn with it. It was more pointed. I came from a faster, sharper class that used a smaller weight. In any case, Porter discussed Crawford ascending 2 divisions and the strength disparity between boxers competing in 2 different weight classes with Marcos Villegas of Fight Hub TV. Porter acknowledged, I'm worried about him taking a Canelo punch, especially over the course of 12 rounds. But according to Porter's intriguing study, Canelo would eventually slow down, just like he had in the majority of his recent bouts.
A lot of people say, oh, well, he's money hungry, he's looking at money and he's trying to cash out and this and that. I've been getting money for years. I've been getting millions for years. Yeah. And I'm not stupid with my money. Right. As you can see, I don't buy no Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and, you know what I mean, walk around with 100 people around me, and I got all this jewelry that I bought.
Porter therefore thought that Canelo would get off to a strong start, slug Crawford, and knock him down before the final stages, when he wouldn't have the stamina that Crawford would. Sean Porter, however, seemed unconvinced that he knew the answer to the question of who would win, saying, "But there's so many components that make a champion." When we discuss all of Terence Crawford's attributes, the chat can easily go an hour.
So many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another. You know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out.
Sean Porter, who lost to Crawford in the 10th round of their 147 title fight, doesn't think Canelo Alvarez is winning this fight. His previous opponent has numerous advantages over an elderly Canelo. He told Fight Hype, "You must remove the idea of who is stronger from your thoughts. Strength is only one aspect of boxing. Who is more intelligent? Who has greater athleticism? Who is quicker? Who is more resilient? Whose experience is greater? The list is endless." Wow, a lot is actually on Terrence's side. You thought after adding everything together. Crawford recently shared a picture of himself weighing 186 pounds on a scale. Crawford laughed heartily and replied 140 pounds when asked how much he weighed at the time.